Depois de uma poderosa premiere mundial no festival South by Southwest no mês de março, o novo filme produzido e estrelado pelos melhores amigos Ben Affleck e Matt Damon está chegando aos cinemas nesta quinta-feira, 6 de abril.
I'm willing to bet my career on one guy.
My name's Sonny Vaccaro. I'm with Nike.
Do you typically make it a habit of showing up at people's front doors unannounced?
I don't like to take no for an answer.
Oh, man. Here we go.
Air, a história por trás do logo, conta em detalhes como o Air Jordan, um dos tênis mais icônicos de todos os tempos, foi concebido, apresentando a ascensão do astro Michael Jordan na NBA até o seu poderoso contrato assinado com a Nike. O filme passeia pelos anos 80, destacando as figuras mais importantes que ajudaram a fechar essa parceria e que, consequentemente, contribuíram para salvar a Nike das crises financeiras em que se encontrava. E durante uma coletiva de imprensa, Matt Damon comentou sobre como a bênção de Michael Jordan foi fundamental para que o filme saísse do papel.
The first step was getting the blessing of Michael Jordan to even, because, before we got too excited, Ben said we should go see him. And my kids were up to something in New York and I couldn't go, so Ben went to Florida to see Michael, and Michael said, "No, it's fine if you make the movie. It's okay with me." But Ben said, "Well, what I really would love to know is what's most important to you." And it was out of that meeting that he said George Raveling, Howard White. And then he started to talk about his mom.
E Ben Affleck, que também assina a direção do filme, foi ainda mais além e falou sobre como a mãe de Jordan era peça-chave nessa parceria de sucesso, salientando que o ex-jogador tinha apenas um nome para interpretar Dolores Jordan, Viola Davis.
When I saw how he talked about his mother and the regard and the esteem in which he held her, this is a very intimidating, powerful man. He really is like, it's sort of like being on Olympus. You're around somebody who is as close to a deity as you're going to find, and yet there was this moment where I saw an awe and a reverence and a respect and an adoration and love when he talked about his mother, and it just shocked me, and shame on me for not kind of assuming this was the case. But when I heard it, I realized right away, this is the story, and this is a beautiful story, and it's a story about Dolores Jordan and what she means to Michael, and that she's emblematic of what so many mothers must have meant to so many athletes and entertainers and people in this business who are oftentimes very young and thrust into a world of fame and money, and that can be confusing, and it just requires, and we see people take different roads all the time and who must require an enormous amount of guidance. And so I thought, actually, this is brilliant. This is what the story is. This is beautiful, and this is the protagonist. And I said, who do you, offhandedly, which is always a mistake, who do you think should play your mom? He said, it has to be Viola Davis. I was like, okay, so that's kind of like saying, can I get a basketball team together? Sure. It has to be Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
You're like, well, all right. But then I thought, this is very typical of who this guy is. Like, it has to be the very best.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And so I knew that it was incumbent on us to create a role that was worthy of Viola. And we tried to do that. And I still think probably her saying yes, which has been a lifelong career ambition of mine. I thought I really will have made it as a director if I have Viola Davis in my life.
E a vencedora do Oscar, Viola Davis, ainda refletiu sobre essa oportunidade de dar vida a Dolores Jordan.
But it is flattering because I do go in with a sense of, do I belong, imposter syndrome. So it's nice to feel wanted. But then the next thought is, now I got to step into the role.
Yes.
And if you watch videos on, Dolores Jordan, she is a study in Zen neutrality. The woman is very, very steady and quiet. I would imagine that even when she gets mad, she's probably very, very, very steady. So to really just sort of envelop that spirit and everything was a challenge for me, because I'm the woman who always has a chip on her shoulder. I go in bombastic, So it was both flattering, challenging, and then just a joy to work with Matt and Ben and all these terrific actors. Me and Julia still talk about it to this day. One of the greatest experiences.
E em Air, Davis contracena com seu próprio esposo, o ator Julius Tannen. Na trama, Tannen interpreta o patriarca James Jordan, esposo de Dolores. Durante a coletiva, o ator comentou sobre como canalizou o pai de Michael Jordan, respeitando a sua memória.
Well, what I wanted to do was bring dignity and levity to to Mr. Jordan. I mean, obviously, I've seen video of him. I've seen him with his son, father that's proud of his son, a man that's protective of his wife. And then that's when I said that whole thing about, Dolores, call me if you need me, Just kind of let her go do her thing because I know she could do her thing. But I wanted her to know that I'm there and I'm just going to do what I normally do in the course of the day. He was just a simple man, blue-collar guy. And so I just wanted to depict that.
E ao ser questionado sobre protagonizar essa dinâmica de casal em tela, justamente ao lado do seu próprio esposo, Viola Davis se divertiu a revelar o quanto Julius e James se parecem muito.
That is our dynamic in real life, I
mean, I didn't know, but I hoped.
Julius, has told me since, we got together, he said, V, now when you come home and it's late at night, you make sure you don't get out of that car until the gates close. And if someone's following you, you lay on that horn, and I'm gonna come out with my baseball bat and I'll put it on their ass. I'll put that baseball, and I laid on the horn once by accident. Coming home at 3 o'clock in the morning, and I counted to 5. Julius came out with the baseball bat, and I knew, I was like, that's it. I'm gonna marry him. That's my dude.
I believe in your son. I believe he's the future. And his story is gonna make us want to fly. But a shoe is just a shoe.
Until my son steps into it.